Okay, so this is the travelogue for Friday and Saturday, and there's many things to say. First of all, I want to say, yes, I'm random and I know that, but it's not like a recklessness. It's like, I adapt to the situation. The point is that, several people, when they saw me with my pack, asked me, where do you go today, and I'm like, well, here's the idea. The idea is to go to Yarlavalen, which I came already before in one of the video when I was with a French friend, Marion. And I didn't manage to make the trail there. We basically got confused with another one. And the idea was to actually do that trail and actually make it, So the idea was to go there in Blekinge and do that trail, which is the Skåneleden #1 trail, part 3A, I think it's called. Anyway, and that was the idea, and we took the train toward this idea, but the train was late, so I thought I would take another train, but this train was slower, so we didn't arrive in time. So when we arrived in Asselholm, we were like, okay, so what do? Do we take another train? And we arrived super late and so on. And then I'm like, okay, well, we are in Asselholm, we could maybe go south or north on the Skåneleden #2, which is like, you just go, like, the plan was to be there and you end up there. And we're like, okay, look at the internet, like, how much is that trail? There is a bus back on the way on Sunday, all this kind of planification. And we basically decided to go to from Hesselholm, go up north on the Skåneleden #2. We found like a train, and well, it was raining, so we took off pretty late. It was like we started working at 2 o'clock. I must say, my tent is great. Like, you feel really, really fine in tent. Didn't got wet. It was pretty much rain. So we started at 2 o'clock around, and yeah, well, we basically were pretty late. And half of the way, we didn't do half of the way that it was already dark and night. And I thought maybe we should stop. But the place which we wanted to reach was actually, seems to be nice. So we actually decided, okay, we push it through to the night. And I mean, like, first of all, there's two things that I want to mention. Is like, yeah, I'm still scared of dogs, and actually I'm thankful for the guy that had this dog, because what happened is that we are by night, okay, we walk on the road, and there suddenly you hear a angry barking dog, and you're like, what the fuck? I mean, like, right now I'm like, oh, okay, what the hell is going on? Let's, you ready for anything, and you back off, you start to back off, but you don't see the dog, but you hear him barking and you don't see the dog, and you're like, okay. So I use there's a whistle on my backpack, so I use my whistle to make some noise, and we're like, we don't hear him anymore. So I was like, okay, maybe we should reroute and take like 2-3 kilometers more on the side, but it was like night and we were like tired, and suddenly the guy, the owner of the dog, basically came out with his dog to check it out what's happening. So thank you, because that's the things to do, basically. So thank you, and it's a pretty dog. Okay, I must admit, it's a pretty dog. But that was the first things, and then another thing that happened is that be careful when you get down by night from this ladder. When you have like a field and you have to cross the barrier, sometimes you have this ladder that go on two sides. So be careful when you go on the other side where you put your feet, because I got I didn't saw that just on the other side were like water, and I fell in the water up to here, up to the knee. I was like fully in the water. I took off, and of course all my Gore-Tex boot was wet, and if you know a bit Gore-Tex boot, it's not drying fast. So I was like walking in Gore-Tex boots, and my only luck was that I had the base layer in merino wool, so that like suck up the water and like dried it a bit, you know, and make myself a bit less miserable. But it's still like, ugh. Anyway, it's too bad I did not have a recording about that. Like, that's too bad I didn't have a recording for when I fell in the water. That could have been funny, but it would just stay on the story to be told. And another thing which is really cool that happened is that last weekend Michael gave me the knife. You remember the knife I was talking to you about like a few weeks ago and I was like super excited about? Well, I got it. And it's freaking great. It's like awesome. Look at that. This, it really, you know, I can say that you have really experienced outdoor because it made it perfectly, like up to detail of how you attach it and how much the length and so on. And you know, that's the thing, you attach the belt and there you let it hang. So when I have my backpack with the things, then it's fine. And this is the knife. It's really nice, and it's really sharp also. Like I tried, you know, like on wood and so on, it's like cutting like through butter almost. I mean, you still need to put some force, but it's like I don't feel that this will break compared to my other knife, which was super light. And I was like, oh, if I force too much, it's gonna break. That one is like super strong, I must say. And I cannot show you, I don't think the camera can do it, but you saw it on the picture. There's all these like markings on the hatching, you know, and it's really nice. I mean, over I use it is gonna disappear because the knife is gonna become like a bit darker, but it's really nice, I must say, and I'm really thankful. And he also did the sheath of the knife, the whole leather. Well, one thing I could say, if you need a knife, if you need like somebody that do really good knife product, you can ask him, he can make that for you. I don't know if Michael have a company already for it, but he's making knife, and I'm pretty sure you can hire him for make yours. It's really a nice job, and I'm really happy for it. And this untanged is like the knife is really balanced, it's really great. Really love it, and it's now one of the items I always carry with me, and the sheath is just perfect. So that's one of the big things. I love it. There is a few items that, you know, like there is the essential item in my pack, like my mat, my fire starters and this kind of things. Those are essential. My phone charger, those are essential items. But they will not necessarily make me, you know, get back if I forget them at home. They will not make me, you know, stop and say, you know, they were like, okay, it's gonna be painful, but I'm gonna be fine with it. But there is those items which if I don't have, I'm coming back home. I don't care. It's like, and those items right now there's only 3, let's say 4 that are basically like will make me come back. One is my watch. That's my safety point. I don't rely on it fully, but it's so useful that that's something like if I don't have, I will just come back. This is like too useful for not be taken. Second of all is my pipe. I'm a smoker, so my pipe is like, and you can't trade it by cigarettes, forget it. My pipe, tobacco, that's one thing. Second thing, lighter or something to make fire. That's something if I don't have, I will have to buy. Not necessarily go home, but to buy. And now, my knife. That's now items that I always carry with me if I'm outdoors. So that's about all for this day. What I must say is that this shelter here is really nice. I mean, you will see that on a drone shot. I didn't took any drone shot during the day on Saturday because it was rainy the whole day, so I didn't want to risk it. You will have drone shot on this Travelogue, on the next Travelogue, which is like off Sunday. Today is Sunday. I record for Saturday and Friday right now. And basically we decided instead of going all the way on the second step of the Skoneliden number 2, we're gonna stick to that place here. Like the forest is actually beautiful. We passed by night and it's really seems really nice. And there is different things that I want to check around. I'm gonna tell more tonight when I record the travel log of tonight. But it's really, I must say, it start to go like in my top of places that I like. And if it's as easy to access, I mean, like if it's 2-3 kilometers from a bus station, which is all the time running, then it's really become a really nice place. And apparently there is a ski slope. I'm just saying, I'm a snowboarder also, and it could be very fun to bring your snowboard here. So anyway, I go now, and I see you tonight.